Hi, everybody. Today I'm here with Miki Jacobs, and she is a psychic medium. You know, you all are anxious to meet up with other psychic mediums, and I could just tell by her energy she's good. I need to schedule a reading too.
Oh yeah.
So, how did you get involved? Tell me your story.
So I actually came from as far from spirituality as one can be. I was born and raised in Israel. I grew up in a somewhat Orthodox Jewish home. I have elderly parents still there, practice Judaism. So practice Judaism. At the age of 19, I joined the Israeli army, which we have to. There is no volunteer like they do here.
Yes.
So I was serving 5 years. I was a shooting instructor actually, and a sergeant. Yeah. So and then at the end of the army, it's kind of common for us Israelis to travel around the world, which I did. I came to the U.S. and kind of came to California, and California is very much similar to style and similar in weather to Israel, and I just fell in love with California and
Right.
just stayed there. Throughout all that time, Linda, I still continue to practice the Judaism ritual and beliefs, far from spirituality.
Right.
I opened a glass company back then with back then a previous husband. And then when I was here, naturally, I was exposed to other ways of religion, other ways of belief, as opposed to Israel, mostly Judaism. And I kind of stumbled across spirituality, which kind of sit right with me. I continue to expand my knowledge, taught myself how to meditate, how to quiet the mind, became a Reiki master. I did energy healing to animals, which I love so much, of course, people. And then the business world started to feel foreign to me. I didn't felt belong really. And it's interesting that at that time, the business, after about 15 years of operating my business, which by the way was a glass company, we did
Yeah.
cars, it kind of started failing, frankly, in a way that we didn't have any more contracts. Back then, we, of course, it was the ultimate tragedy of my back then husband died at the age of 42. So the point is that looking back, which what I like to say in my story, I was kind of pushed to spirituality. The business closed its door. I didn't have anything else. Of course, I did only that business. And then as I had more and more time in spirituality, I actually taught myself how to heal spirit, how to communicate with the spirit world, which is a big part of my teaching now, because if I did it at the age of 32, that's how I kind of got into spirituality. Of course, now it is 18 years that I do reading, but not just. I channel the information from the spirit world. I wrote 2 books about our team and spirit guides, angels, and full force into spirituality. So feel very blessed.
That's great. And you know, they say the higher vibrationally you get in your own spirituality, a lot of the things of man fall away. You just naturally have the course towards the spirit. You don't care about man-made things.
That's why I use the phrase, Linda, that the business felt foreign to me. I did not care anymore. The pull was towards spirituality, which is obviously what my soul was meant to be doing. So you're
Right,
absolutely correct. And the more consumed you are with spirituality, the more elevated you become, consciously
right.
speaking, and the more you in that. Where right now, if I don't meditate, if I don't feel connected, even if I take too much of a break from readings, it feels weird, as if you want to go back to that. So it's
Right.
very much true, very much so, yeah.
Well, you have a YouTube channel at Medium Mickey.
I do. I try to spread the teaching of spirits about
Right.
all kind of, specifically what's going on now in our life as human being, collectively and individually. So I feel that is part of a spiritual teacher is to spread the knowledge. So
Right.
yeah, so I do that. Yeah, I also have a Facebook which also have the videos there.
Now, tell me, like a lot of people ask me, how do you know if you're hearing the right information?
Right.
How do you decipher?
Right, so it's a common question because people say, how can I differentiate it if it's my own inner voice? So there are certain rules that are very obvious. They sound completely different, Linda. First of all, the spirit are kind of like more in the background. They're more soft, they're more quiet, where if we pay attention to our own inner voice, not only that it's loud, it's always have a hint of negativity.
Yeah, that's true.
And I say hint, that's a good thing to say. Meaning there's always a doubt, there's always negativity, there's always fear because the mind is involved in the inner thinking, where in fact the channeling from spirits are delightful, they're loving, they're soft. They can be tough on us,
Oh, they
specifically.
sure can. My
Oh, yeah.
guides,
Oh,
they're
exactly.
not, they don't even joke with me. They get down to the basics.
100%. So sometimes reading, but the way they bring it up is in loving way. They can be again
Yes.
disappointed.
And
So
I always feel good. I always feel good. Even if
always
they're
feel
giving
good.
me some bad news, I feel good.
Very much so. Very much so. Sometimes people come to me and claim that spirit guides swear at them, and I say, no, that's you. That's you in the ego.
Oh,
So
yeah, the
it's
ego's
kind
really hard.
of and it goes nasty. Yeah. So practice make better, and you kind of differentiate between the two. It's actually quite easy. Once the more you do, the more you realize we're speaking to you. And even then, you can, of course, hear if it's an angel, guardian angel, archangel, spirit guide. Of course, departed loved one would make their presence known.
Have
So
you had physical vision?
I do clairvoyant, which is the ability to see come last. So first it's the clairsentient, meaning we kind of sense them. Clairaudient, very common. I kind of stuck in that level for many years. Clairvoyant came only the last maybe 5 or 6 years out of all the 18 years. But again, practice make better. Also important for me to bring up here. You can expect to have drama and ego the whole day and allow your mind to be thinking 24/7 and expect to hear spirit.
Yeah.
So there are certain rules, or as I call it, build a spiritual lifestyle. Doesn't mean making perfect by no mean, but the mind have to be pretty disciplined. You have to continuously kind of remain aligned with your soul, with spirit. So there are rules as to the communication with spirit, and it's a hard work every day, all day.
Have they ever
Definitely.
interrupted you, like just told you you may be going forward and they say turn around or something like that?
Yeah, they do, but there's
Not
still
often, but
not often. Not often. I kind of know what to look for. So even if they don't talk to me directly, there is what called intuition, which is essentially a built-in system within the body in
right.
which you say something like, I kind of prefer to drive tomorrow. So that does not come from the mind, that is come from them. Them, I mean the spirit team. Sometimes people call it different way, group of spirit that accompany us. But they're with us constantly
Constantly.
whispering to us,
Well, this
continuous.
gentleman that talks in my right ear, I one time when my daughter got COVID and she has lung disease, and I was scared to death, and I started praying and praying for her. I was scared to death.
Yeah.
And you know that man, instead of giving me words of comfort, he said, practice what you preach.
Yeah, that
In
sounds
other
about
words,
right.
first of all, there's no such thing as death. That's what they told me when I was begging for my life with cancer. I had still two young boys.
Yeah.
And I said, please don't let me die. I still need to take care of these boys. And he said, Linda, you know there's no such thing as
Yeah.
death, which I
Yeah.
do because as a nurse, I saw spirit leave bodies all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
I dealt
lovely.
with a
Yeah.
lot of death. So I
Yeah.
said, and then I felt embarrassed
Yes.
that I
Yes.
went there. And
Yes.
then I gave myself to the realm.
Oh,
And
lovely.
something happened to me. It's in my book, but something happened to me that was so profound. And I've always been psychic, but my abilities just took off.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Love to hear that. Again, we all have that ability.
Yes.
Uh, we just, first of all, we want to do it. A lot of people are spiritually involved and no interest to communicate with spirit, which of course you project that intention. Once you really want to do that, it's also you have to have a respect to the process. You have to once again have all day somewhat balance. So when I come to a reading, I'm nice and open and receptive. If I come to a
Yes.
reading heavy with the ego full force, hijack Mickey. I want
Yeah,
to.
that ego is really hard to get out of
Oh,
the
you
way
know, oh
too.
yeah, oh yeah. That
So
ego.
would you consider yourself sort of a teacher? Do you teach classes or?
I do, Linda. It's really
Okay.
great passion of mine to
Oh,
teach.
good. Because
Yeah.
I'm not a teacher.
Oh,
And
really?
people are always asking me,
Oh,
do you know someone? And so I need more teachers. I know Nath at Third Wish has teaching, but it's how to, I just know you have to get out of your own way. You have to be able to
yes,
breathe and be
yes,
quiet. The
yes,
quieter, the more still you
yes,
are, the
yes.
better chance.
The mind is the biggest obstacle. Zero would happen if the mind take over. So it's hard work every day, but really, essentially, that's why we are here. We're not
Yeah.
here for the good, lovely sun of planet Earth. We're here to
Well, if
do.
man could just settle down and only do an intention, and so funny, I had a friend say this to me, and she's so right. My intention is, I hate somebody in the White House and I want that person gone. And she said, you can't do it that way
Yeah,
because that puts you in more of a resistance. You have to think of how you would like the White House to be,
right,
and
right.
then it'll create it. So now I've changed my focus on that. But thanks to her, I got, instead of just this person needs to go, I
Right,
need to say, okay, we've learned our lesson. Now can we move on?
right, right, right. Very good.
So you said you have openings beginning in September?
Yes, yes. I have opening beginning of September. There's all option. There's 30 minutes, an hour. I have a lot of different services. I do teach people how to communicate, or rather the lifestyle they need to create to be able to do that. I do couples is magical in readings, amazing, Linda.
That's
I
great.
very much enjoy couple. It's fascinating because what spirit do in a couple session is they bring up the soul contract among the two people, as they refer to, and kind of go a little bit deeper or rather broader as to why the challenges are there, the specific challenges, what they need to teach, among other kind of rules that spirit bring magical. Reading
Yeah.
is magical, fascinating. I find reading fascinating. But there are rules. I always tell people not a fortune telling. If fortune telling was reading, Mickey's life would be all rosy, and it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But they have rules, they know what to show, what not to show. And I always say, you hang up the phone from reading, do nothing. Zero is going to happen. Obviously, there's free will in which they do not allow to interfere, other than inspire us. But reading are fascinating. I really do find
Man has
source
free
there.
will, so we can make those decisions.
Right, right, right.
But if
Either way
we
we grow,
the what?
either way we grow, good
Oh
decision,
yeah,
bad
we learn
decision.
from our mistakes too.
Yes, yes,
Some of
very
us do.
yes, yeah.
So tell me your most what give us a couple examples of your most profound experiences.
So I had one not long ago, which has to do more animals. I go nuts for
Oh my
animals.
God, that's so funny you said that. I
Oh,
just saw animals around you before I even opened my mouth.
yeah, yeah. Linda, I go nuts for animals. Clayton and I have a ranch here, like I said, in Southern California, and we have 22 animals now. So
Oh,
we rescue, abuse, and neglected animals. So yeah, my last book was, of course, about animals and spirituality. So in regard to fascinating reading, there was a dog came in that was about a couple of months ago, and the parents and the kids went to eat, forgot the dog in the car. The dog died from heat exhaustion, and it was very sad. I
oh
love
God, I'll
how,
say.
yeah, but Linda, the beauty of the dog's soul came forward and didn't really bring up what's happened. The soul actually came forward, said, Miki, I just went to sleep, meaning no suffering. But the soul showed me the love that the parents have for it. They try to give him CPR, they call an ambulance, they call a vet to come forward, maybe try to revive the dog. So the point was that the love that pets have for us, the love that we give our pets, he left planet Earth with love, despite the accident, which it was accident, they forgot, which people forget kids, babies sometimes.
Oh, I
So
know.
that was really
So they
fascinating.
must have been thrilled when the dog came to you.
Completely. Reading is a closure, reading is validation that indeed the continuation of the soul beyond the physical death of the body. So reading are fascinating, they really are. In general, spouse always want us to move forward, to keep going. The surviving spouse often say, "No, Miki, that was the love of my life, he or she, I'm not going to settle down again."
Yes.
And why? So that the love of reading come forward. It's delightful for, so yeah,
Yeah, they
readings are
want you to
fast.
live life. Life is for the
Yes,
living.
yes, very much so, very
Yeah.
much so. They
But
often say that was love with me, and we will actually navigate or bring your way another comparable life partner. So go up. And then when your time is come, we will greet you back home to the spirit world. So
right, I was reading a woman whose husband was deceased. While I'm reading her, my phone went off, talking. I could hear a man's voice, and she heard it. I said, "What the heck was that?" So I get up and I go over to the edge of my dresser where my phone was, and on it was, and I took a picture of it, was a text that says, "In our world, anything is possible."
oh,
That was
right.
from him, straight up.
Oh, love, of course, of course, of
It's just
course.
like, and this woman I read, her mother had died, and her mother came through, and she told me to tell her she can't find her right foot. And I thought that was weird. So I said, "Your mom keeps emphasizing to me that she can't find her right foot." And she had lost her right foot to diabetes.
Oh,
So it
oh,
was like, boy, you want to get that, that's the
yes,
kind of fun stuff.
yes,
That's the
fascinating.
kind of stuff that keeps you like what do you call it? Woo woo moment.
Yes, yes, yeah. And that's what people want to hear, because I believe our job is to prove that there is a continuation of the soul. So this is my great passion, whether spirit guides, sometimes even life advice that is fascinatingly correct and
Right,
fascinating, beautiful. And I say, who else would that come from? I mean, so the
right.
peace guides, there are continuation of the soul, and there is a delightful spirit world, which where we come from.
Well, I know you love all animals, but what's your favorite animal?
Well, I'm kind of a crazy cat woman, Linda.
Okay.
I mean, really, I can't get enough with cats. And I always tell people, I used to say I'm a dog person until you have your first cat. And then
Okay.
you obsess with them. So I'm also someone that cannot quite harm anything. I will fight 20 minutes from a spider in the shower to put him out. So
Yeah.
yeah, I have great, great connection with animals,
I
not just
have two Labradoodles that follow me even
uh,
into the bathroom. They just
really.
follow me. I
Cute.
love them very much. But
Oh, they're amazing. Yeah, amazing.
but they're talking about animals migrating out of not Yosemite. It's up there where the caldera is, that big volcano, Yellowstone.
Ah,
The
uh-huh.
migration, animals are very sensitive. Like before we had an earthquake here, it was a 4.5 right underneath my house. My dog Jack started to pace right away, so he knew what was up.
Yes, yes.
So, what is that? Just a sense of connection with the earth process, or?
No, not just Linda. First of all, that's not only their only spiritual power. To many things, animals are better than us,
Oh,
which is the
yeah.
main message that I try to say, because we or human beings, some, oh, they're just animals. Oh, no, they're not. So in many ways, they're way more powerful. And the reason they can powerful mean, like you just say, they can sense things, they can easily see spirit. All you need to do is look at your pets looking around, or kind of follow something, or kind of fix it. So they can warn us. For example, cats have the ability to detect pockets of negativity within our space or home, observe it to their own system, and release it away from us. So
Wow.
animals are fascinating. The reason they have those spiritual powers, because not like us, animals do not have an ego. Ego, in a nutshell, is an energy that resides within the human being, and it's come from intentionally choosing negative behavior.
Right.
harming others, stealing, greed. So as a human being, which is a byproduct of who we are, everyone have an ego to one degree or another. We have that entity or energy field within our body that we created. Animals don't have it. The reason animals don't have an ego is because all their reaction, all their intention, all their behavior is instinctual.
Wow.
Even if they harm another human being, even if they attack another human being, it's always come not from malice in a way that, let's say, they're protecting their offspring. Let's say if it's a German Shepherd, you take them to training to attack humans. Let's say they're fearful. Let's say they don't feel well. So this is a major, major difference between humans and animals. Now, because they don't have the energy of an ego within the body, their soul shine through more easily through the form. And the
Wow.
reason the soul align with the form, that's what gives them their spiritual power. Now, can we do it? Sure. The whole point about becoming more spiritual human being is to discipline the ego, to become more kind, more loving. That's the only reason we're here. The more spiritual we are, the more the ego lessen and lessen and lessen. So
Yes.
therefore, our soul also can shine through the personality, which is frankly very easy to detect, Linda. You can detect two human beings, the ego shine through, and you're like, oh my God, I'm uncomfortable with that person, as opposed to a person not friendly and compassionate and nice. But look at animals. Can't you see that the soul shine through the
Oh, yeah.
personality? You look at them and you feel better. So that ability of the shine, no ego shine, soul shine through the personality, enable them to be our teacher, our healer, our protector. They can see spirit, they can see us, they can sense if we're not well. I used to be a chaplain in the hospital. They can absolutely tell if we are sick, how sick we are, or if we are dying. So all those things that we can do with a lot of work in a lot of lifetimes, animals get all that naturally.
Right. I had a Lhasa poodle named Moochie.
Mhm.
Before I was diagnosed with cancer, that dog's face tried to go up into my mouth all the time within my mouth. He could smell
Oh,
it. He could smell
oh,
the cancer.
fascinating. So when
And
we cut, go ahead. I'm sorry, honey.
I just wondering, but when people are cruel to animals, does that concern them or are they unconditional?
If you come to or concern the animals,
Yeah.
no, because again, they are constantly alignment with the soul, so the soul is forgiven. If we align with the soul, spirituality say forgive. If you don't forgive, you go against you. Like you with the politics, you have to let it go. Otherwise, it will affect you
Yes.
really.
Yeah.
Besides, which I wanted to say back then when you talk about it, it is what it is, Linda. I
I
mean,
know.
the White House, it is what it is. What I'm saying is what caused us to be better and allow the soul to shine through. It's the whole point. Animals do that naturally. So there is forgiveness. But that said, that's why people come across, they kill their dog and the dog still love them.
Oh,
So
I
that
know.
is teaching to them, honor them, they're divine being, they have a soul, they're interconnected with the creator in the same way we do. They're not secondary to us. It's something they're better, which why I gave those examples.
Well, that Christy Gnome shot her dog, her puppy, because she wasn't able to train it. She was fed up with
Oh,
it. Instead of
oh,
giving the dog to another family,
oh my
took
God.
it out and shot it.
Yeah. See, I would love to have a planet that put her in jail as if she shot a human being. That's
Well,
a
but they
planet I
are
would.
getting better about being cruel to animals. They are
Oh, really?
getting
Yeah,
people.
that's good
Yeah.
to hear. Yeah, God, that's good to hear. Yeah. So, yeah,
But do
there's,
you read animals? Can people schedule an appointment for a particular
yes,
animal? Okay.
yes. Usually the channeling is way less complex because their life is not as complex. Of course,
Yeah.
departed loved one would about their passing, you know. They mostly talk about love. Of course, they give validation. That's the whole point of a reading. So usually it's shorter. It's more like a childlike, yet do not misunderstanding that I am not channeling the pet anymore. This is a soul that has no different than a human soul. Soul is a soul is a soul, part of God. The only difference between human soul and animal soul is the form that the soul embody, obviously, a human and
Right.
an animal. But the soul is a soul. Very important concept to remember about animals.
I remember watching a show, I think it was Paranormal on Camera or something like that. And they showed I think it was a dog, yeah, that got hit by a car and had some lady had her camera on in front of her house and had dragged itself to, or it might have even been a cat, dragged itself to the front of the house and it was trying to get up, trying to walk away.
Yeah.
And as it's trying to walk away, you see its spirit coming out of the body and walking. That
Oh,
was caught on camera and it
oh
was
God.
just fascinating.
Yes, fascinating. And
Yeah.
frankly, cheer me up because I'm, like I mentioned before, I'm very sensitive with animals to where I cannot watch any movies about
Oh, and
animals.
I can't see
I
if
would
they're dead
actually
on the road, I can't look.
oh,
Oh my God.
completely, completely. And it's almost, Linda, is get worse as I age, like the sensitivity to animals to where it's limiting because I'm so nervous to come across something's cruel. But it is what it is. But yeah, that's heartwarming to say. Yeah, the soul is there. Yeah, for people that watching us, no matter how it's appear, how your pet died, lonely,
Yes.
suffering, the soul exit the physical body, continue to be with you where there is no suffering, so there is no death, whether departed loved one or certainly
And a
past.
lot of people who cross have told me the first thing they saw was their animals.
Oh, very much so. So
Yeah.
you can imagine that the love exaggerate because now the soul is not confined to a form. So you can imagine how much they love us when it's out of the body.
Right.
It's yeah,
Keanu Reeves was in a John Wick, something Wick
wait,
movie.
yeah,
He's done a couple of them. There's one, the very first one, where his wife had gave him a puppy, and
yeah,
some people came in, and it's just motion picture. It's not real, but they
right,
killed the puppy.
yeah,
I can't watch that,
exactly, Linda. I
even though
cannot
it's a
even,
fake.
Linda, I cannot even watch CGI. So my husband say, "You get that it's a CGI animals." I say, "I don't care."
I know.
So yeah, yeah. So glad to hear that. Yeah.
So, energetically, vibrationally, can you feel the shift that's happening in the universe right now?
Oh, very much so. So humanity is not in a good place at
No, I
the
know.
moment, not at all. So collectively at the moment, the ego collectively lead the way, where in fact we need to switch so this to the soul collectively the way. So we're not there, and it's growing power and growing power and growing power. And here we are. I'm talking globally, not that this country. I mean, my country of Israel. We're a little bit upside down. We
Yeah,
have a lot of help because the human race is not meant to cease to exist. But we are not in a good place. But on a lighter note, if you pay attention, Linda, there are more and more people that are inspired by the universe to help in a way
yes.
that we see more and more mediums later in life, more and more teachers, more and more spiritual books come to light, more and more different ways of teaching. So once the universe detect peoples that are willing and can do it, I see it in my work that more and more people surface up. The whole point is that we need to switch the scale a little bit more. It's going there slowly. A little bit more shake-up would happen to us. And the unfortunate thing about the collective energy that is very heavy, it's indeed affect us individually. So I see more and more couples in trouble, affairs, teenagers confused, babies have more tantrum, people have bizarre symptoms that they rush to the ER and there's nothing there. So of
Wow.
course, collective affect individual, individual affect collective. So we're not in a good place. And I like to say that in interview because it starts with us. I
Yes.
mentioned it a few minutes ago. Try to be compassionate, try to be nice, try to be a little bit more spiritual, get more spiritual knowledge, authentic and kind to other, to animals, of course. And eventually we will tip the scale, but I believe it's a long way to go.
And we just have to focus and come out of ourselves and just say, this too shall
Completely,
pass. We got to have
completely. Yes,
a
very
great
much so.
world. Have you had any vision or encounter with an ET?
Yes, I do.
Oh, tell us, tell us.
Oh, I know. You're my kind of a girl, Linda, because I'm all into all that. Sometimes, most people that come to a reading, they're accompanied by their spirit team. So there's about probably a group of 7 or 8, where specifically spirit guides take over and bring information, departed loved one. Sometimes, I would say maybe 2 out of 10, there is some bizarre looking being that enter
Really?
the, yeah, rare, like I said, maybe 15% of people. They're always loving, they're always kind, they always come forward with information. So they are trying to help humanity to, in order for us not to destroy ourselves.
Do they
So
come through as beings that were in this person's life or just with messages?
messages.
Okay.
Not a lot. They almost let the reading continue and then they would bring kind of a little bit of messages. I never, ever came across with any one of them that was not delightful, positive. Of course, I have my own protection as the medium, of course. So for people that debate if they are ETs or aliens, very much so. All those UFO that we see, very much, they're making their presence known to us a little bit more. They do not want to scare us, although there are sites around the
Well,
globe.
they've always been here.
They're, of course, of course. So they're good. They're trying to help. Yeah, but we need to be good recipients.
So you, when you're on your ranch, do you see them up in the air? Do you?
I don't. I always call on them. Yeah, one time Clayton and I, yeah, we were coming back at night and we saw that we live kind of, obviously we need space, so a little bit in nature. But yeah, of course, the more open we are to them, the more we can get information. Again, where they're intuitively, and in my case, they come through my work because I'm open and receptive. But
Right.
yeah, yeah.
You
Some
know,
people
I didn't believe in them at all. I didn't,
really.
I probably was afraid to go there. And then my girlfriend took me up with a professional viewer who had the professional military goggles. And we saw 53 of them. And those were, she knew the difference between an airplane and a satellite or an
Yeah.
ET or an ET.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they would go up like two together and then go.
Wow. I'm gonna look for those goggles.
Those are very, you can get them used on eBay, but they're like $3,000.
Oh, yeah, perhaps not.
Not today.
Yeah.
But this lady had 5 or 6 of them, and she had the thing that you point, this green thing that it's illegal to point at an airplane.
Yeah, yeah, right, right.
But we saw, and they would even brighten up. They
Yeah,
would, you'd see them and you'd say hello,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden
yeah,
it would like it
yeah,
exploded, and
yeah,
then it would go back. It was
yeah.
so.
Of
So
course,
I
there's all,
started doing CE5 events. I started in Sedona just to try it out. Dr. Greer does this whole different
oh
language
yes,
thing.
sure.
I couldn't go there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just asked him to come and I told everybody, start taking pictures. And we caught all kinds of ships and
Wow.
we
Well,
actually got an
yeah,
ET by the
yeah.
tree. It was fascinating. You just got to ask
Any
for them and they'll
selfies?
come. But they did tell me
Yes,
we
exactly.
cannot, yeah, we cannot interrupt with man's free will. We cannot.
No,
But if
complete.
any nuclear advancement or someone tries to use their nukes, uh,
Will intervene.
they
Yes.
will interfere.
Yes, very much so, very much so. And there's fascinating paranormal channels that it's so obvious, not fake, but some people are afraid. Some people don't want to talk about it, which is
Yeah.
perfectly okay. But they are real. Yeah. So
I
yeah,
just saw a fascinating one about Kensington, where the apartments where Princess Diana lived. I
right.
posted it on my community page. Fascinating that people who work there, security guards, they didn't show the proof, but apparently they have proof. You can hear Diana sing, humming. You can hear the piano being played when it's
Yeah.
covered. The
Yeah.
lights go on when the power
Yeah.
shut off.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so
I
she's,
got a little information about her one time, way after her passing, something to the effect that she had the choice to not go, but she projected that she'll be able to way more help her boys from spirits than here. So if we talk about Diana, yeah, that was kind of her
she
thing,
had
and
one
then
of her people was there cleaning out her desk, and she saw her in physical form.
Wow.
And Diana told her to
Oh,
look behind a bookcase. And by the way, they have film of the bookcase where the books are being moved and nobody's touching them.
yeah.
And there
Wow.
was an envelope there to the boys.
Oh,
She wrote it 2 weeks before she died.
oh,
And
my goodness.
she
Nice.
just wanted the woman to please tell my boys I love them. But what I get from there, and you can say if you agree or not, they they often say, please don't pray to me to take care of things because I can't really do it from my end. They
Right.
can help you,
Yes.
assist you, but more magnificent beings are the ones that can create the miracles. But they, according to what they're saying to me, is they can't interfere. But other beings, but I don't
Right.
know. I've heard of grandmothers showing up before an accident and saving someone. But
Yes.
that's what these particular energy forms that came to me said, that they're,
Yes.
they don't want you to think that they're deceased. Some people really hold on to the ones that have crossed.
Yes, yes, very much so. Of course, the more spiritual you are, the more spiritual perspective you have about that. I see two sets of parents that losing children, which is the ultimate tragedy, of course. Some are spiritual, one are not. And if you're not spiritual, which means in that case, believe in the spirit world, the soul continue, there is no death, they'll be with you, there is signs, there's communication. If you're not spiritual, the mind will drag you like a wild river. And that is when guilt come and fear, and it's my fault, and on and on. The mind, kind of focus on the time of death and the suffering. So that is another reason, among so many others, as to why we want to grow spiritually, why we kind of try to elevate ourselves. Yeah. In
Yeah,
regard to different in the spirit world, there's all kind of different beings, depends on their spiritual awareness, or in the same way that not all human beings have the same spiritual elevation. Some are not
yes,
spiritual, some are more than other, depending on the work that we do. So very much true, because I come across, Linda, some powerful spirit guides and some are less.
yeah,
Some powerful angels, some are less. Some powerful light beings, so they too continue to kind of grow and evolve. The ultimate prayer is to the Creator. Creator is
yes,
energy, of course, not don't mix with religion, that would be different. So this is the ultimate one that governs everything. So why not go to the top? So
exactly.
yeah, really. So that's what I said. Just that's what I do. And of course, yeah, so yeah, but it is divided onto level of maturity of the soul or the power of the soul. And some are able to provide our way some magical miracles, and some are not. Same like here.
Yeah. Well, those angels or whoever's with me, they rock. I've always had a
Um,
bit of the gift. I even put myself through nursing school doing readings.
yeah.
But I did it via ego. Ego was quite involved, and I really had an ego. And then when the breast cancer happened
Yeah.
and this thing began, this man told me while I was in my room, he said, "You're going to do a YouTube channel." I'm like, "What? I don't want to get up and brush my hair." He
Yeah.
said, "Linda, you'll help calm them down."
Oh, lovely, lovely.
And then he said, there's another thing he said, I think it's in my book. He said, if your ego gets involved, we will remove your gift.
Oh,
So he already warned me because he knew I had a bit of an ego, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
I got that Leo, Libra.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
came from a household that with a father who'd beat you bloody if you looked at him the wrong way.
yeah, you said
So
it.
to protect myself, I made myself out to be
Yes,
something I
yes,
wasn't.
yes,
And now it's just me. What
yes,
you see is what you get. And boy,
yes,
my life got so much easier.
yes. Of course, I also bring up to people that the ego is there for a reason, and there is no spiritual mistake by the Creator.
Yes, there's
Ego
not.
is there for us to say, I had enough.
There you
I had
go.
enough with my rage, I had enough with my envy, I had enough, and that should push us to change, but it's very, very, very difficult. So essentially, in a nutshell, the way I teach people is within our form, the physical body resides two energies. the energy of our higher self, soul, and the energy of the ego. It is our job, us, the form, the personality, to grow spiritually where we act, react, express ourselves, the people we become, to sign or align with the right energy. We align with the ego, we suffer. We align with the soul, magical. So
Yeah.
this really, in a nutshell, our main goal as to what we're doing here. And if people are not aware about their ego, they don't know what to align with or what. So, but that's
Yes.
really, yeah. So the ego is there for a reason. It is nasty, very much so. Once again, look at humanity, unfortunately, but doable to overcome it, very much so.
Right, right. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Can you believe the time flew by?
Oh,
I usually go 45, 50 minutes at the longest. Is there anything else you wanted to tell the audience?
no, it was lovely, lovely, because obviously you were governed by spirit in regard to what bring up, in regard to whoever the collective energy hearing us. I love that people choose bits and pieces because I have broad an amount of knowledge. So even though I love animals, I love that you got into spirituality. I didn't expect it. So what a wonderful surprise. Thank you, Linda. Thank
Oh,
you.
you're so welcome. Thank
Yeah.
you for coming on. And is that your husband that works with you?
Yes, Clayton is
He's going
doing
to
all
send me I'm going to copy and paste all her
yes.
info, you guys.
Yes, yes, perfect. Yeah, he's
And
doing fine.
you're open beginning in
Yeah,
September?
August is pretty much done. So September, the faster people grab it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's people need help. So I'm sure you're busy. It's need
Yeah,
help.
I stopped personal readings. I'll be 72 in September. And I'm exhausted. I've been reading since I was, since 30. So,
So I'll be 62 in a couple of weeks, and I assess you probably younger than me a decade. I just
so
I
I
just did. I thought maybe you 51 to 4.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking. No ego involved here.
Let him splurge in it. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, when they told me I was going to do the YouTube channel, my first complaint was I don't want to get up and brush my hair, put lipstick on. And let me tell you, because I'm on camera all the time, I actually had a lift a
Oh,
couple of months ago.
okay.
He
You
did a
know,
great job, but it wasn't really obvious.
yeah.
It's just a lift, and
No,
it was
no,
easy,
no.
easy
It's
peasy.
funny real quick that people ask women more, men, but women more, if it's okay or is it spiritual to do that to the face, or is it okay that, yeah, of course it's okay, but the ego can sneak in there.
Yes,
And you
yes,
can see the obvious where people there's no even self-awareness anymore. They just fix and fix and fix, and that's where the
yeah.
ego. But it's funny, sure we can do that. Sure. I mean,
Yeah,
but it's gotta be
but even
controlled.
when I was young, I said I dated a plastic surgeon. I said if plastic surgery can do me some good, I'm right in line.
Right,
But
is it
I
good?
do it more. If I wasn't doing this, I would not have had the surgery. Why? Why would I do the surgery?
Right.
I do it because I'm in the public eye, and so you
Yeah.
try to keep up, and you can only have it 10 years, and by the time 10 years is up, I won't be reading anymore. I'm sure
No,
I'll be
no.
living, the high life somewhere else.
Oh
So,
God.
well, thank you so much,
Oh,
my friend.
honey, thank you so much. It was delightful and just to the point and what they all need to hear. I appreciate it once again.
Yeah. Real quick before we go, hauntings. Have you had hauntings at all? Any ghosts in your house or?
Yes, but they are part of our teams.
Okay.
Our spirit guide like to knock, kind of knock on the roof. Uh, don't entertain the idea of bad spirits. People tell me, Miki, I have a bad spirit in my home. No, we don't. Very, very rarely the bad spirit exists. Negative entities
Oh, I
exist.
smelt one time at a person's house. They have a
Oh,
smell and odor. Yeah.
oh yeah, completely. But they kind of get attracted of law of attraction. If you think about them, of course, drug addicts, unfortunately, people that are in a low vibrational energy, we can attract them. But from my experience, only thing good, we have plenty of amount of protection by our delightful guardian angel. So
Wonderful.
I tell people, think about the good. Just don't entertain with them. They'll be bored with me and you. So
Yes,
most likely,
exactly.
yeah. So
Exactly.
that's the rule about that. So yeah.
Yeah. All
Sorry.
right, sweetie. Well, thank you
Thanks.
guys. We'll post her. She's at Medium Miki, Miki, on
MIT.
YouTube.
Yes.
Subscribe, right?
Subscribe, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. And go to the
Okay.
website. There's the events there and everything.
Thank you. Oh, you
Thank
do
you, Bobby.
events too? Oh,
I
great.
do. I have an event coming up. Yeah. I do events.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, you guys.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you. Bye, Linda.